Hello, I'm John McKinney, International Trucks Vice President of North American Sales. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of the entire International family for your purchase. The video you're about to see is designed to help you get the most out of the product. Enjoy.
Welcome, and thank you for purchasing a new International DuraStar. From research, design, engineering, manufacturing, and our extensive dealer network, we have put a lot of effort into making sure this truck gives you years of productive service. There are a few things you need to know before putting this truck to work. This video is designed to make sure you get the maximum benefit and most productive life out of this truck. We're going to look at three major areas of the truck: under the hood, inside the cab, and around the outside of the truck. Each of these areas has important things you need to pay attention to keep your truck running smoothly. Let's get started. All International trucks have been designed to make sure your daily fluid checks are quick and easy. Simply open the hood, and on the driver's side, locate the engine and transmission dipsticks. Now, all trucks are going to have an engine oil dipstick, but depending on how your truck's spec'd, it might not have the transmission dipstick. Simply pull the dipstick to check the oil level. Pay close attention to the proper fill level. Too little oil will starve an engine, but too much will cause added pressures and related damage. If the truck's equipped with a transmission dipstick, the exact same rules apply. Too much fluid can cause frothing and damage the transmission just as much as running with too little fluid.
The windshield washer, coolant, and power steering fluids are in translucent reservoirs, so they can be checked visually in just moments. Again, these should be checked daily to make sure your truck runs smoothly and safely. The air cleaner makes sure the air going into the engine is clean. It is equipped with a gauge that measures resistance. As the cleaner gets dirty, the gauge will start to move from the green to the red area. Rely on this gauge. Do not open the air filter assembly unnecessarily, as this could introduce contaminants into the engine and cause premature wear or failure. Only open the assembly when the gauge tells you to and you are ready to replace the filter. Always make sure to look at the fan blades for any sign of damage. The fan turns very fast, and if there are any cracks or signs of other damage, it's important to have the blade replaced before it comes apart and does further damage to the engine area. Also inspect all the belts to make sure they are in good condition. It's easier to replace a belt before the truck leaves for the day than to have to send a tow truck to bring it back. Most trucks will be equipped with an AC or fresh air filter. If you notice the AC not blowing cold, or the air coming through the vents not blowing as strong as you're used to, it's probably because the filter is full. Simply replace the filter, and things should be back to factory condition. Knowing this will save the time and expense of taking the truck to a shop and paying someone to diagnose the problem. Finally, make sure you look at the engine as a whole. Look for leaks or hoses that are loose or cracked. Once again, it's better to catch a problem early and have it fixed than incur towing or road calls, not to mention the added cost of progressive damage to the engine. Remember, clean, fresh fluids filled to the proper level are critical. So if the fluids are leaking out of a hose, the engine might be seriously damaged.
Now let's move inside the cab.
Up to 25 optional switches can be located in the center and lower right side of the center dash panel. Location of these switches will vary depending on the options installed. Blank cover plates will be used in spaces that do not have switches installed at those locations. Most of the switches on International trucks are self-explanatory. They should be clearly labeled and backlit to make operating the truck easy. The most used switches are located in the steering wheel for easy, safe access by the driver. All International trucks come standard with cruise control. To operate, simply turn the cruise on, then accelerate to the desired speed and press the set button. While parked, it is sometimes necessary to ramp up the engine RPM for PTO use. This can be done with the cruise control buttons. Again, turn the cruise on, then ramp up the engine with the resume accelerate button. Other important switches include the lights and mirrors. One of the most important things to know about international trucks is what all the lights on the dash mean. Some indicate problems with the truck or engine, while others simply let you know the truck is performing some routine action. It's important to know the difference to save you the time and cost of taking the truck to the shop when it was not necessary. The engine warning light means that some condition within the engine, such as a pressure or temperature, has reached a warning level. If the condition stays the same or gets worse, the engine may eventually derate or even shut down to prevent damage. The engine shutdown light and warning tone is serious. Stop the truck immediately. Something in the engine has gone past the warning level and is now critical. Some engines may automatically shut down. If your engine doesn't, turn it off as soon as you can safely do so to help avoid further damage. Then contact your service provider. Visit internationaltrucks.com to find the closest international dealer. Vehicles with max force engines are equipped with a malfunction indicator light, or MIL. It signals that there is something wrong in the vehicle's emission control system. You do not need to shut the truck down immediately. Your vehicle is safe to drive, but you should get it serviced as soon as you can. A HEST, or high exhaust system temperature lamp, is only a signal that regeneration has been in progress, indicating a hot exhaust. The light comes on only occasionally and at low speeds. These conditions are normal, and the light simply tells you to be careful of what's around you if you're parking the truck because the exhaust temperature is high. DPF stands for diesel particulate filter, which captures the soot that would otherwise go into the air as smoke. If this light is on, you may notice a message in the dash that says, "Parked regeneration required." Over time, soot can clog the DPF, especially if you're in an operation where the truck starts and stops all day long, never really getting up to highway speeds. If the light comes on and stays on, there's no need to panic, but it will require you to do one of two things. First, you can run the truck at highway speeds for 20 minutes or so, which should generate enough heat for the DPF to burn the soot to ash and clear itself. If you can't get on the highway, you need to do a parked regeneration. Having the engine warmed up to operating temperature before regen will speed the process. When you see a flashing DPF light, it means the exhaust filter is just about full and the truck can't go much farther. Without delay, complete a parked regeneration, because if you don't, the vehicle controller will begin to limit power to help prevent damage to the engine and the exhaust system. If the DPF light is flashing with a beeping alarm, it means the exhaust filter is completely full and the engine power is being derated to prevent damage. In some trucks, the engine warning light will also be displayed. Immediately do a parked regeneration. To start a parked regeneration, find a place away from flammable materials, structures, or vapors where you can park for a minimum of 20 minutes. Set the parking brake, but leave the engine running. For automatic transmissions, put the vehicle in park. For manual transmissions, leave it in neutral. Now, push the Parked Regeneration button on the right side of the dash. Also, if your truck has a regeneration inhibit switch, make sure it is not lit up or on. After you've pushed the Parked Regeneration button, you should see a message in the dash that says Parked Regeneration active, and the engine RPM will increase. That's normal. As the exhaust gets hotter, and it will get quite hot, so be careful, it will burn the soot in the DPF and clean it out. Try not to interrupt the parked regeneration process. Wait until it completes. The DPF light will then go out, the message center will clear, and you can resume your normal driving. If the light does not go off, you will need to contact your closest international dealership to determine the problem. The service interval feature provides a visual reminder to the operator that the oil change interval has expired and that routine maintenance should be performed. This feature measures the distance, time, or fuel used from the last maintenance performed on the vehicle and calculates when the next maintenance is due. Your service department should reset this light after each preventative maintenance is completed. If this feature is not turned on for your truck, you will need to monitor the distance, time, and fuel used and perform services at the proper time. Use the automated pre-trip walk-around feature to check your exterior lights. To initiate, turn the ignition key to aux or accessory. Then hold down the work light for 5 seconds. The light indicators on the dash will begin to flash. With this diamond logic feature, you can check all the lights, except the backup lights, on both the cab and the trailer. Remember, a burned out bulb can cost you up to 6 points on your CSA score and affect your company's federal safety record. Ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel is required for all on-highway diesel engines using advanced aftertreatment systems. For complete details on fuel requirements, see the Engine Operation and Maintenance Manual supplied with the vehicle. To determine acceptable biodiesel and biodiesel blends, refer to the Engine Operator and Maintenance Manual for the applicable engine. MaxxForce engines should not use biodiesel blends higher than 20%. Currently, international trucks with the MaxxForce 7 or the MaxxForce DT engines do not require SCR systems to be 2010 compliant. So for now, the diesel fuel tank is the only one you'll need to use. In the future, SCR will be added to our medium-duty engines. This will be an additional tank that will need to be kept filled with diesel exhaust fluid, or DEF. DEF is a reducing agent used in the aftertreatment exhaust to reduce the NOx produced by the engine. DEF is a liquid solution comprised of 33% urea and 67% purified water. The system will inject the DEF into the exhaust stream and use approximately 2 to 3% DEF by volume as diesel fuel. So a truck that uses 15,000 gallons of diesel fuel per year would use approximately 375 gallons of DEF. Moisture taken in with the air through the compressor inlet valves collect in the reservoirs and necessitates draining each reservoir periodically. This is done by opening the drain cocks located at the end of all tanks. If the drain cock is opened in the end of the tank, there must be some air pressure in the system to assure proper drainage. Be sure to close the drain cocks after all moisture has been expelled. On the vehicle so equipped, the reservoir automatic drain valves ejects moisture and contaminants from the reservoir in which it is connected. It operates automatically and requires no manual assistance or control lines from other sources. The reservoir should be drained and the valve should be examined periodically to ensure that drain passage is not obstructed.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And more importantly, thank you for buying an International truck. Our trucks have been designed to give you years of productive service, and following the advice in this video will help make sure your new truck lasts a long time. If you still have questions about your truck, we have resources to help answer just about anything. Join the International Advantage program to experience member benefits that go well beyond your truck and help you go the extra mile. Sign up or log in today at myinternationaladvantage.com. Again, thank you. We appreciate your business.